Hi everyone, thanks for coming out. My name is Devin Longo. Tonight I'll be doing a presentation on wolves. Wolves are actually a very social animal, and they probably have the most interesting ecology in the world. I've personally been a huge fan of wolves. I read a lot of books in my free time, ever since I was a kid growing up. They were so interesting. They had a lot to go on, and I hope I can share some of that with you today. In this speech, I'm going to talk a little bit about the hierarchy of wolves, their relationships with humans over the years, and where they are in the world right now as far as conservation and stuff goes. So first we're going to talk about the hierarchy. That's probably what we most associate with wolves. Even children know wolves and their packs. That's one of the most ingrained things in our society. Whenever it comes to a wolf hierarchy, the core component is the mated pair, the alpha male, the alpha female, and everything kind of stems from this. There are some variations in this. There have been some packs where there is a male and two females, a male and his son, and a new mate after one dies. There's a few cases where it's all male packs, but there's only 2 cases of this, and we don't know a whole lot about them. They're mostly unknown, and we mainly theorize that those are just temporary until they find a new mate around. The hierarchy is set up with the alpha male and the alpha female at the top. Those are the leaders of the group. The alpha male is the only one who gets to make decisions. We go down the hierarchy with betas and deltas and the omega wolf. The omega wolf is at the bottom of the pack. He almost has nothing going for him. He gets the scraps. The alpha male gets all the benefits. Since he makes most of the decisions, he gets to decide where to sleep. He's the only one that gets to mate with the alpha female. No one else gets that chance. He also gets to eat first, decide when everybody else eats. He pretty much controls who lives and dies in the pack. It's very serious discipline inside of the pack. If a wolf tries to go against the alpha leader, they either have to beat the alpha leader pretty much, or they're going to be sentenced from the pack, which is pretty close to death. Most of this information is coming from Wolves, Biology, Behavior, and Conservation. It was published in Nova Science Publishers by Anna Lee Maya and Enrique Cruzy. And we'll talk about the wolves' relationships with humans. Most of the time, as the ages have gone by, some tribes have really loved the humans, or some tribes have really loved the wolves, and some have just outright hated them. Obviously, the most common case was the latter, where humans just despised wolves. They saw them as bad humans. They would take their livestock. You had a few cases where they would actually attack humans if they came into their territory. So most people did not have a very good outlook of them. As such, a lot of extinction efforts were taken to fight wolves. Scotland, this is one of the prime examples of this. They've actually tried to take down their own forest in an attempt just to completely eradicate wolves from their entire ecosystem altogether. There are a few tribes that have an example of actually adoring wolves. One of these is the Native Americans. Some tribes actually bonded with wolves. They treated them really well. Some tribes out there even revered them as like a higher power. I'm going to end off by talking about where wolves are in there right now. As I mentioned before, a lot of humans didn't like them, so they've been being pushed back for a long time. They've been trying to be eradicated by many different societies and civilizations over the years. Around the 1960s, wolves almost went completely extinct. In the 1980s, the government stepped in and they tried to fight back against this to conserve the wolf population. And astoundingly, today the wolf population stands around 200,000, which is actually fairly good, especially to compare to what it was in around the 50,000s. But there is still a problem that still needs to be talked about. If you can see here, the red is where wolves used to be, their entire location, along with the red and the green. But now wolves have been pushed out from the red zone only to the green zone. As such, wolves have been pushed out of many of their natural habitats, and a lot of the packs have been broken. This leaves them very vulnerable in new ecosystems. This shows the population. It's a narrow scope. It's only in the Yellowstone National Park and Wyoming. But as you can see, the conservation efforts by the government has really helped over the years. And it's now in a steady pace. So that sums up the social hierarchy, the human relationships, and the conservation status of the wolves in the world today. Wolves are only one of the amazing creatures out there that I personally want to know more about, and I'd hate to see them die off this way. I hope you guys feel the same. Thank you.